Hello everyone. Gosh, it has been a long time since my last video. I looked back right before I started this one actually to see when exactly my last video was, and that was 4 months ago. And I was like, oh my goodness. But things have just been all over the place and I don't do well with that. You're gonna probably hear my chickens in the background. My rooster is, yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. But yeah, these last 4 months have really kind of just rocked me, I guess. I've been really sick a lot. My children started school. My older son went to school last year, so he, brought home all the school cooties, but he was homeschooled for kindergarten and first grade, so he didn't really get to experience the amount of sicknesses that like the littler kids kind of continuously pass on to each other. So my youngest started kindergarten this year, and I expected for us all to get sick a lot from it, but oh my gosh, I underestimated. And I think it's this year in general. I think this year, every time you've gone to the doctors, they just continuously say like this is the worst that they have seen of illnesses in schools and everything. So we're kind of just going through it. I'm sure everybody's going through it right now. But I, in particular, have been sick. Well, I was sick pretty much all of October. I got sick with something. I don't know what it was. It wasn't COVID. I tested like 4 times for COVID. It was not COVID. We don't know what it was, but I was really sick with something. My children got it and they were kind of sick for a little bit, and then I got it and it completely took me out. And then I got better, and as soon as I got better, well, actually no, that turned into a sinus infection. So then I was on like really strong antibiotics for like 10 days. That made me even more sick because I don't do well with antibiotics. And then my sinus infection cleared up. I was off my antibiotics for 1 day, and then I got RSV because my son got RSV at school, and that took me out. I think because I was previously sick already, I was just like, oh my gosh. So all of October, I was just could do the bare minimum. I was just surviving October. And then November wasn't too bad. My kids did get sick, but I actually didn't get sick in November. And now I am fighting an infection. So I'm back on antibiotics right now, which makes me feel really ill. Like I don't feel well. But I thought today I was on YouTube myself today, and I was like, I haven't done a video in so long. I've kind of taken time to just step away and recuperate myself, which is really good. We all need to, especially when we get sick, to take the time that we need to really heal. And I don't think I actually fully did that. And I think that also contributed to me getting as sick as I did, was like in my everyday life, I didn't take the time to recuperate fully. And so I'm doing that now. But today I figured I could do a video today. I just ate, I just took my medicine, so I'm feeling okay right now. I know that in like 2 hours, I'm gonna be feeling really, really sick. So I just wanna get this done, and I wanted to come on and just show you guys what I've been working on, a couple things that I have finished, and some things that like I picked up that I'm really excited about. So you're gonna hit, my dog is in the other room barking. I'm sure they're probably playing with each other right now. So you're just gonna hear noises kind of like you always do in my videos. But yes, so let's get started. I'm gonna show you first this really cute acorn hat that I made. And this is by Misha Mishki. I got the pattern on Etsy. I made mine a little bit too big and my hair is not like done right today to wear it, but I love this hat so much. The reason I say I made it a little too big is like as I'm wearing it, it kind of stretches out and then it will like fall off of my head. So I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna see if I know somebody who maybe has a bigger head than I do, and or you know, I might be able to fix this one. I might be able to add like another round here and kind of tighten this one a little bit. So we'll see what I end up doing, but I love this hat so much. So as a little kid, my nickname that my family called me was Squirrel because I was just always in the woods. Gosh, I spent, now looking back on it, I'm like thinking in my head, why would my mother ever let me go wandering in the woods by myself at such a young age? I think I probably started at like 6 years old going in the woods by myself. But that's just where like I felt like I belonged when I was little. I loved just wandering through and collecting things and bringing them home and making things out of them. And the ferns, we had these beautiful ferns, just like patches and patches of them in our woods. And the moss, I mean, we had moss everywhere, and still to this day I love moss so much. Like I get so excited when I'm walking through the woods and I see different kinds of moss covering things. So yeah, so my nickname when I was a little girl was Squirrel because I would spend all day in the woods until I would hear my mom, like her faint voice calling me in for dinner. And I think instead of her keeping me out of the woods to, I guess, keep me safe, she decided, well, this is where she's happiest. So what she ended up doing was taping the trees and different paths throughout the woods so that I would always be able to find my way home. So when I saw this acorn hat pattern on Etsy, I fell in love with it and I was like, I need to make this right away. And I love it so much. I want to make it in like different shades of brown as well. And I think once I either fix this one or make a new one so that it's a little bit smaller, I think I will probably wear this all the time. It reminds me of my childhood and like the happy memories of my childhood, and it reminds me of my mother. So makes me feel close to her when I wear it. So that was that. This is probably maybe my favorite thing that I've made. You'll see here I haven't really finished much in the last 4 months because I just I was sick and I was resting and still trying to continue on with, you know, I have 2 small children and a husband. My husband started college. I'm so proud of him. He's doing amazing. I mean, he works full-time and he's doing college and he comes home and still manages to be a great dad. So I'm just, and husband. So I'm really in awe of him and proud of him. And I think especially with me kind of like stepping back this last 4 months and like kind of taking care of myself and seeing him step up more and everything is kind of just, I appreciate him so much. So the other thing that I also finished, I made another one of these. I think this was in my last video or one of my last videos, but this is the happiness shawl from Hobie. And I made another one of these in green. So with the black, this is the Sultan Shadow yarn from Hobie. It's right there. And I made another one for my sister-in-law when she was here. The last time that she was here, I quickly made one up for her, so we could have like matching shawls. But hers is a like an olive green color. It's really beautiful. And this is another shawl from Hobie. This is the diamond shawl. And this is just absolutely gorgeous. My camera is not picking up these colors at all. I'm trying to, oh, that's a little bit, trying to figure out the best way to get the colors, but no, it's not gonna pick it up. There's honestly, I tried taking pictures of this and like fiddling with the settings and everything. There's no way. Oh, that's a little bit better. They're just so vibrant and warm and stunning, like absolutely stunning. I love this so much. This is made with the Sultan Deluxe yarn, I believe, Sultan Deluxe from Hobie, and it just takes one cake. So this also just takes one cake of yarn. So how amazing is that? I mean, this is so beautiful, and it's 100% cotton, both of them are. So I find that even though like it's cotton, it's still really warm when I wear them as scarves. But then in the summertime, they make really nice, cool shawls. So this one probably could even be used as a bathing suit cover up because it is quite large. So there is that. The next thing that well, these are finished. I'm not finished making them all because I have a lot to make because I have 2 children now in school and I like to make their Valentines. So these are these adorable little donuts. The pattern is by Baby Cake Studios on Etsy. I don't know if these are on Ravelry. I just found them and purchased them on Etsy, or the pattern. Oh no, sorry. But, oh, I got my hair on there. But yeah, these are so adorable. My youngest son, this is his first year in school, so this will be his first time passing out Valentine's. His favorite thing on the planet to eat is donuts. So we went and decided that we were gonna do little mini donuts for his Valentine's. And I bought little bakery boxes, so we're gonna put them in there. He has 12 students, including him, in his class, and then my older son has 18, including him. So I have 5 made, so I need to get working on it. But last year I started kind of late in making Valentines, and I wore myself out. So I'm starting earlier this year, so I'm kind of just working on them as I feel like it. They're very easy to make, and they're really fun. Like, I've never used safety eyes before, but I love that once I put those in there, it like comes to life. Like the eyes, they're just so cute. So yeah, so I think that's everything that I finished. It's actually not. I did finish a few things that were gifts, like the shawl for my sister-in-law, and then I did finish that t-shirt that I was working on by Sarah and Oliver, but I forgot it upstairs, so I'm gonna have to show that in my next video because it came out really nice. I made a few mistakes in it, which I'm not upset about because I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to things that I make for myself. I definitely am when I make things for other people, but I don't mind little mistakes here and there when I make things for myself because it reminds me that I made it. And when I look back on it, I look back and look at what I learned from that and how far I've come and everything. So, but it's very, very comfortable. The only issue is that my son accidentally stained it. And I should have, it was my fault because I made it in white or like a cream color. Um, and I know better than to wear very light colored things. But I wanted like a nice flowy, like cool, light colored top that would kind of go with everything that I wore. But that just didn't work out. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to try and dye it. The stain, I got it mostly out, but it's right here because he came up and hugged me and he had like, he had just eaten something and I don't know, I don't remember what it was, but it was still on his face and it was red. So I'm going to try to dye it like a light pink color because that's what the stain ended up turning into when I tried to get it out. So it will be okay. And even if I can't, the stain is light enough that I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that sees it now. So it's fine. All right, so now on to my work in progress, my works in progress. Let me try to untangle all these because they're in a big pile. So this is the bobble-edged shrug that I showed the pattern for in I think my last video, and I didn't actually like cast this on for a long time after I showed that, and I was working on gonna be casting it on like very shortly after I showed that. So I couldn't find, when I just looked now, I couldn't find who the pattern was by, but if I find it I will put it down below. But this is just the very start of it. And this takes a really long time. The yarn is very thin. I forget what weight yarn this is, but I think it's going to be beautiful when it's done. It's obviously really going to need to be blocked. But this is just kind of like a short sleeved open shrug that I'm making to kind of go over like dresses. And I'm really liking it so far. I'm excited about how it's going to come out. I think it's going to be very beautiful. This is just like the back panel right now. So there is that. And then I am working on, as you can see, I've casted on a lot of projects, but have not finished a lot. And I think that was just with me getting tired very easily. So I have a lot of things to work on, which is good for kind of keeping your brain focused on something. But this is a hat by, it's in this Noro designer mini knits book. It's by Jenny Watson Designs, and so this is a hat that is in there. I'm still not sure who this hat is going to be for. This is one of the Noro yarns that I have. It was gonna be for my son's teacher, and he said that his favorite color is green, but I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out. There's other colors in here that I haven't gotten into yet, so I'm gonna finish it, see what my son thinks of it, and see if he thinks his teacher will like it. And then if he does, this will be a hat for him. So yeah, I'm just, it's worked flat. So I'm just slowly working on this. I'm hoping it will be done for Christmas. If not, all the teachers will get gifts for Valentine's again this year. I didn't do Christmas gifts last year for teachers. I did Valentine's gifts. So I figured they probably mostly get gifts for Christmas, but maybe they don't always get gifts for Valentine's Day. I'm not sure. But that's just how I did it last year. So we will see. I have one sock made for my friend's little girl. This is in an opal yarn that I don't currently have with me, but it is very adorable. I love how the top came out like little ruffles. This is just a vanilla sock pattern. yeah, so this was originally going to be for my son, but I underestimated how big his feet are. So now they're going to go to my neighbor's little girl. And then I did cast on another pair of socks. I don't know what yarn this is. I think this might have been a mystery yarn that I have. It is a sock yarn, but I'm not sure which one it is, but I'm just working on the cuff right now. Like I think I have so many things going on right now that I just kind of do a little bit of each one, and then each project is slowly coming along. But these socks might be for my husband because the cuff is actually coming out quite large for me. So unless I do them really long socks. I did start a sock with this yarn once, and then I took it apart because I used the wrong size needles. But once you like keep going, it kind of starts to look like clouds in the sky, like little like puffs, tiny puffs of clouds everywhere. So I really love this yarn, and I can't wait till those socks are done. And then the last work in progress that I have, I'm so excited about. I waited for this pattern. I don't know how long I waited for this pattern to come out. I'm in a couple knitting groups on Facebook, and this woman had posted the yoke of the sweater, a picture of it. She had, I think, just got the yoke done and said that she was creating a pattern for it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for that pattern to come out. That's like, I hadn't knitted a colorwork sweater before. One, I was like a little bit nervous about it, but two, I just didn't find the right pattern that I wanted to do, or that really caught my eye, that I wanted to like sit down and learn how to do it and really take the time and like really focus on it. And then I saw this one and I was like, that's it. That is the one. This is the Dancing Dragonfly Pullover by Gray Owl Knits by Sarah. And I am obsessed with this sweater already. I got like the biggest burst of energy once she posted this, that it was ready to purchase. I purchased it, and then I think I got the yoke done in just a couple days. I could not put this down. I mean, this was like a huge dopamine like burst of dopamine for me. Like every round I could start to see the pictures just like coming to life and taking shape. And I could not stop. And so this is like, I separated for the sleeves. I'm working on the body right now. And even just like doing just like the stocking knit, like for the body, normally it's very tedious for me. And I kind of like start going to other projects. Like I still have trouble putting this one down when I'm just working in the stocking knit stitch right now. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do the design for the bottom of the sweater, because in the pattern, her design, it continues on to the bottom. I think it's just the flowers. But I don't know if I just want it to be just the yoke and have that be like the part that stands out the most, or if I want to put the flowers on the bottom, and then because the flowers are also on the sleeves as well. And I'm also trying to decide if I want to do this as long sleeve or if I want to actually make it into short sleeve. But I keep playing around with different ideas. I might, because I definitely think I'm gonna make another one of these. I mean, this worked up so quickly for me, like probably the quickest I've ever made anything, especially with like the weight of yarn and everything. I just have not been able to put this down. So I probably will make another one in maybe like lighter colors. So I can have one for like winter and then one for spring. So maybe this one I will do the exact pattern, and then maybe I will do a lighter colored spring one, and then that one I will do in like a short sleeve pattern. So yeah, so this is what I am most excited to finish. Like, I keep having to remind myself to work on the things that I kind of have like deadlines on, like Christmas presents and stuff like that. And there's a lot of things I have to cast on right now for Christmas, which is this month. So I'm gonna be like a knitting and crocheting machine for the next few weeks, but we'll see what I get done. I also have been known to give people Christmas presents late sometimes because I misjudge my time. So, but that's okay. People always love late presents too. So yeah, so this is that. I'm very excited about it. And then there was just a few things that I bought recently on a whim, and it was just like very by chance. I was in another town for an appointment that I had like an hour away, and my husband and I, there was this bookstore that I wanted to go to. It's like a used bookstore. I love used bookstores. I love buying used books and just going and seeing what there is. So there was this huge bookstore, huge used bookstore that we found, and it was like 2 stories, and I've been meaning to go there for like a month, but this city's over, like it's about an hour away from us, so I don't ever go anywhere an hour away unless I have multiple things to do there, or if I already have, like if I have an appointment or something. So, but the area that we had to go to get to this bookstore was in this like city part, and there's like street parking and everything, and so just tons of stores, and we parked. And we had to wait a little bit because the bookstore wasn't open. We were actually like 20 minutes early. So we had 20 minutes to spare, and we parked. And as soon as I looked at the first store that I saw in front of us, I turned to my husband and I said, "Is that yarn in the window?" And he was like, "Sure looks like it." And I was like, "That looks like hand spun yarn." And he was like, "Yeah, well, let's go check it out," because we had time to spare. So we went in, and there's like these ladies, somebody was on a ladder, and I was like, oh man, like maybe the store isn't actually open. So I'm just standing there looking, and the lady was like, come in. And it turned out that it was like a pop-up local fiber expo or something like that. And so I was like, oh my goodness. And it was the first day, and they had just opened. So we were like the second people in the store. And it was all like local fiber artists that got together and started this expo, or like they go to different towns and cities and in the local area around me, and they sell their products. And so I was just amazed. I went in there, and there was like all this fiber, there was all this hand spun yarn, there was made items like mittens and scarves and hats and blankets, and there was felted items, but everything made there was made by local fiber. And so I was just like, I didn't even like, I knew I wanted to get something just to get something to like support them, but there was just so much beautiful stuff there. So I ended up settling on getting some fiber myself. This is from Moose Meadow Creations. And this is 4 ounces of combed top fin sheep fiber. And I got 2 of these. I'm actually working on spinning the other one right now, so I don't have that one right here. But this is beautiful. It is so fluffy, and I realized as I'm spinning this, it feels extremely durable. Like, I don't know if like you're all, I don't know how many of you are yarn spinners, but like when you're spinning yarn, sometimes there's fibers that like break very easily, and you have to be very careful when you're spinning. And I realized that like this, I cannot break this. Like once it's spun, it's just like it feels extremely durable and warm. Like I had this one sitting behind me when I was like working on spinning the other one, and just this part of my back was so warm. So I only got 2 of these. Originally, when I saw this, I instantly thought of Claire's shawl from Outlander, but I didn't quite have the budget to buy enough to make that shawl. I'm definitely not going to have enough to make it. But I think I might be able to actually make like her gloves, like her fingerless gloves, or maybe I'll even make myself a pair of really warm mittens. We'll see how the yarn turns out when I'm done, and then I'll kind of like make my decision on what I'm gonna make, but definitely something warm for winter for sure. But this is like, so I mean, it's still, look at all the vegetation that's still in there, and kind of a little bit of a pain to spin, but I was really inspired by Outlander when I saw this, and I figured like in that time period, everything that they would make would still be kind of very rustic like this. So I'm having a lot of fun spinning this right now. I've actually been spinning this. I was originally going to spin it while I watched Outlander, like rewatched it. But right now I've actually been watching Wednesday while I spin this, and I've been having such a good time. It's been like a nice at the end of the night thing to do. And then the last thing that we got, my husband actually bought, was this pair of socks. These are beautiful. He has been wanting some boot socks, and I haven't gotten around to making him a pair yet. So he saw these and he was like, absolutely, he is going to get these. These are from Laughing Goat Fiber Farm, and they are mohair, cashmere, alpaca, and nylon. Right? No, maybe that's what they have at their fiber farm. These are called mostly mohair socks. They're 70% mohair, 30% merino, and a little nylon. So I'm wondering if their farm, if they have mohair, cashmere, and alpaca. Interesting. But this is their, whoop, can you see it? That's their farm and their information. So yeah, so he got these. He hasn't worn them yet because he hasn't been like outside doing a whole bunch of outside work lately, because he's been doing schoolwork. But how fantastic are these? Gosh, they're such a beautiful color too. Oh, they're like a ribbed pattern. How beautiful. You know, sad to say, I didn't even see the socks when I was there. I was just so like, there was so much stuff. I was so busy just like looking, and I was talking to the lady there, one of the ladies there too. We were talking about spinning yarn and our spinning wheels and stuff like that. So I was just like in like a, what is that, this one track zone or whatever. So when we got in the car, my husband pulled these and I was like, where did you see those? I would have definitely bought a pair. But yeah, so that's everything I've been working on and made. Right now it is getting very, very cold here, so I have been actually working on more and more projects. Well, these projects, but I've been knitting more and crocheting more. I think like most people do a lot more of it in the winter time, in the cold. I know this summer, like, I didn't do as much as I normally even do in the summertime, but we spent a lot of time outside. So, I don't really like to do it when my hands get sweaty. I don't really like that feeling. So, yeah. So, hopefully I will have a lot more stuff for future videos. I'm definitely working on taking care of myself more and slowing down when I need to. I think we all need to kind of remember to do that. We live in such a fast-paced world, and over this last year of, coming to learn just more about myself, I have realized I'm not a fast-paced person. I am a slow-paced person. I am a very quiet person. I mean, I could spend an entire day without talking at all and just living life very slowly and be completely fine with that. And I think we are conditioned to a lot of times feel like that's very lazy. But I don't think so. I think we just live in a very fast-paced world right now, and sometimes it's good for us to just take those breaks. And so that's what I've really been focusing on, and slowly but surely I'm getting more energy back and I'm starting to feel like myself again, and I think we all can kind of use that every now and then. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I'm hoping to get into some sort of routine on doing like regular videos, but I'm not gonna make any promises because I don't want to put that pressure on myself right now. I want to try to continue on this path that I'm going on, and then hopefully eventually I will be able to do, routinely kind of scheduled videos. And yeah, so I hope you guys all have been having a wonderful couple months, 4 months, not couple. And I hope you all have wonderful holidays, whatever you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, I just hope you have a wonderful winter, or wherever you are. I just hope you all have good health and happiness. Thank you for watching.